Welcome back to the Abby Cakes YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about Cakesicles and how to create them two different ways. One easy, less refined, one that takes a little bit more work and gives you a cleaner finish. This is a mini Cakesicle mold and I've got my cake pop dough. I am just going to go straight into the cavity to try to shape this dough just like the mold. And you want the back to be nice and flush and not have a ton of bumps, because when you go and dip this, if you have a ton of bumps back here, you will see them. So now we are just going to hop this out gently, trying to keep the shape. There's one. So I feel like anytime I pop these out, they do need to be reshaped a little bit. And then here is where I'm gonna add my sticks. I just hold on to my Cakesicle, making sure I'm pretty center, going all the way in. I don't go to the very top with my craft stick, but I'm definitely pretty close so that I know my Cakesicle is secure when I'm dipping. Okay, now let's get our chocolate. I wouldn't say room temp, it's still a little warm, but it's definitely not hot. Okay, so I'm going to take my first mini Cakesicle and dip. Going to shake off the excess and we'll set that down. Okay, so now we are going to coat our mold, but first we need to make sure that these are clean. I personally like to coat the sides and then take a spatula and go around and touch any places that I missed. It's okay to start with a decent amount of chocolate in here because you can always pour the excess out. So here I'll just swirl around a little bit. Then I'm gonna take my spatula and come all the way up the sides. You don't want to seal up the hole where your popsicle stick is going to go through. I'm gonna take my stick and go through here to open it up. If you don't do that, your Cakesicles will definitely crack in that area. So as you can see, there's a nice clean hole where my stick is going to go. So I'm gonna go put these in the fridge to chill for 5 minutes and then we'll bring them back out. All right, so now these have been chilling for about 5 minutes. They're pretty set. We are going to add another coating of chocolate. If we don't, it's highly likely they will crack when we pop them out. I'm gonna take my stick through here again. We'll let these set again for just a few minutes. So you want enough to fill the cavity. I try to pack it in, but also leave enough space for us to add the final coat of chocolate. Insert the stick and leave it. Might add a little more. Okay, we are going to add our final coat of chocolate here. Then I like to tap just to even it out. Then I will take an offset spatula. Our Cakesicles have chilled and I think they are ready to pop out. So when I take these out, I just try to be pretty gentle and I'm really just loosening them from the mold a little bit. And then I'm going to pull away. Pretty nice, looks good. We'll go back and tidy up the edges in just a little bit. So I like to take my X-Acto knife and just trim around where there's the excess chocolate. You probably could just use your hand and the warmth of it to go like that. But I've got some extra long pieces here that I want to get rid of. As you can see, the difference between this guy and this one, besides size, obviously, is just the finish on them. This is very much more rounded. It looks like we dipped it. This looks like we molded it. And I guess it really just goes, it really depends on the finish that you're going for. I prefer this one, but sometimes if we're just selling these in the shop and, you know, we're hoping kids will buy them and they're really fun with sprinkles, like this is perfect. But I think most of the time when we're doing celebrations, weddings, I prefer this clean finish. Let's drizzle them up and then we can compare. Okay, our Cakesicles are all finished, and we have done Cakesicles 2 different ways. One that's pretty easy, dipping just like you would a cake pop, and then one that's a little bit more detailed and takes a little bit more work and time, but has a really, really nice finish. So it really just depends on what you're going for, how much time you have, the look, the style that you want. But either way, they are still gonna taste great and look super cute. If you have any questions or you make any Cakesicles, please share them with us, and don't forget to like and subscribe.